Hi everyone, I've been having a hunt through my cupboards and I've found this packet of paper there's 8 different colours. It's 210 GSM, and what I thought I'd have a go is making a journal that's bound with rings instead of stitching it in, and I'm aiming for colourful. So I've torn out one of each of these colours, and these are going to be like the base pages that the rings will go through, and then I'll build the journal on top of it. I've punched 4 holes in just using my crocodile, and then I'm planning on folding each page in, just leaving it an inch there, and then I'm going to decorate them and put things in between them as well. So it's going to be really bright and colourful. I'm using papers from the Boho kit. I only printed a few bits and pieces, so I've printed some of these which I'll cut into cards. That will make an interesting trifold that can pop out from it. These I'm going to cut out and have tuck pockets, and then this one I've printed double-sided with gold, and that's going to be another trifold. I've printed some of the other pages onto sticker paper and I've cut them to size. So my plan is, once each page is folded over, I'm going to put a strip of colour on the edge of each page and then put some gold embossing on the edge of the colour. So I've printed a few pages and cut them down so that these will be the page edges, and there's the scraps. I've also pulled out a whole pile of different papers, so just old books that I've pulled apart, and these will be the journaling spots. So there's all sorts of different things there, and some colourful ones. A whole really eclectic mix of bits and pieces, some planners, writing paper, some really bright envelopes that we'll use to pop things in. I've pulled a couple of pages of adult colouring books apart. There's a few bits and pieces of spare board, and then I've got a couple of things because I thought it'd be nice to have it as an activity journal. So there's a few envelopes with writing paper in that I'll tuck in so that you can write letters to people. 3 different ones there. I've got a couple of Zentangle cards that can be an activity, some graph paper, some cards that can be altered. Then there's a few of these artist trading cards with the backing paper on them, some index cards in various different colours, and some stickers that can be made. So there's going to be some activities that can go with this, and I've printed a couple of pages of the motivational quotes, and I'm going to emboss around them. Now prepare yourself, this is really bright, but once you cut one of them out, so these have been embossed, once you isolate one of them, they actually look really pretty. So I'm going to pop those in one of these envelopes. So I'm going to put that together and come back and show you when I get some of it done. So I've got all my papers folded and ready to go, and then these strips what I've done is I've got a straight cut edge which will go along that part, and I've torn that edge. So I'll show you how I did that. I just took, here's another one that I've printed on a sticker paper. The height of my card down here is 9 inches, so I'm cutting it to 9. Actually, I'll cut the other end off. And then I just cut 1.5 inches. So that I've got my two straight edges, and then I used a tear ruler and just popped it on the board and just tore that at 3/4 of an inch to get my torn edge. And then to get rid of the white, I just ran it all the way around all 4 edges with some distress ink. And so I've got a nice pile of those ready to choose from to decorate the edges of each card. I've got my collection of these feature pages and I've decorated a few of them. So I took this page with the envelopes and I just cut each envelope out, and then I cut the folded flap over and I added them to this page, and I've just adhered that on with a little bit of ribbon and popped just a little trifold card in there, and I thought it'd be a great place to tuck I've got lots of little bits and pieces like this, so because this comes down quite low I can tuck a few bits and pieces into those. So I've done that one, and they all open, and I've added one of these strips that I tore up onto the edge. And I'm really liking this idea because you can add all of those elements that add bulk, and it doesn't really it won't matter, because as it thickens up, you can you put your rings in here, and this side of the journal will stay quite flat because of the way I folded them. And so you can just add all those lovely bits, and you can just unclip the rings and take things out if you need to. So that's that page. I haven't done the inside of that one. This one I've just used a bit of ribbon and punched holes and put eyelets in, and I've made a trifold, and I'll probably add pockets or something to this, but that will open both ways, and so I can decorate that as I need. And I'm thinking about what to do on the back of that one. I'll figure something out. This one, you can see there's some yellow embroidery threads stitched on there. I've just taken a pile of papers, so I've lined this one with a print from the kit, and I've just taken a really eclectic mix of papers and stitched it in. There's a colouring page, just stitched it into the journal, and I can decorate that up more. So there's just like a little signature for that one. This one I don't think I've done anything to yet. This one I've just added one of the torn sticker strips, and I've put this trifold in. I really love that image, and I'll probably add pockets to the back of this, or something to the back of it. That one's untouched, that one's untouched, and this one I've just collected a pile of different papers, and I'm going to get one of those fixtures, I don't know what they're called, where you punch 2 holes in it and put a piece of metal through with the prods that come up, so that you can add papers to it. So that's where I'm at with decorating. And then I've printed a whole lot of bits and pieces and so I'll use these pages to decorate the insides, so they all fit perfectly on that size cardstock. So I'll decorate the insides with these. These are just on copyweight paper, and then I can add colourful things on the top of them. So they're all the copyweight. And then with these ones, what I was thinking with this one, these ones I've printed onto 160 GSM cardstock. I thought these ones would lend themselves perfectly to, if I cut this one down the middle on that rough edge, for it to be a feature page but a pocket to put something in as well. And with this one, I thought I could score it and fold it over and have it as a tip-in that flips in and out. These ones, I thought I could cut them down the middle and they could be, again, be pockets to tuck something in. Or I could cut two of them out and hinge it and have it opening and closing because they would overlap. Then this one, I really love the image. What I thought I'd do with this one is grab this product, Glossy Accents, and because it's like a shiny enamel, and then put it on the eyes and the jewels and some of the flowers to make that page really pop. And I think that might end up being the cover, but I'll decorate that up and just anything that's that I want to have a 3D element, the buttons, the flowers, the jewels, I'll put Glossy Accents on. This one I thought I've printed it smaller, and I think that might end up being the back cover, and I might layer it with some fabric and torn ruffled papers and things underneath it. That one, I was thinking that might go on the inside of one of them, and I can cut one of those, the slot pockets, so that you can have things tucked into it. That one I thought would be brilliant to be pockets because it goes with any of the bright papers. The gold just looks beautiful on any of the bright papers, so that one's going to be pockets. And these ones, I'm not sure yet. I think these ones I just might cut into the cards, including all the sort of, because they're not square, all the rough edges around them, and have them either as tip-ins or as things that tuck into pockets. So I'll do some of that and come back and show you. And here are the pages where I've added the Glossy Accents, and you can just see, just by adding that in a few places, how it picks up just like a 3D element. This one I've done it with all the little beads. So it's a really nice way to make papers look a bit more special. I hope the camera's picking that up. So her eyes have been done, and a lot of the flowers down the side as well. So let me show you some of the progress I've made with this journal. I've added the gold embossing to the side of the pages. I've got the rings in. I've added a little bit of ribbon on that was where the embroidery thread was there, and I can do that on all the other edges, the ribbons or lace. I've made a little flip up on this page and just tucked a couple of colouring pages and note paper and so forth in there, and just used some metal buttons to bind that on, so that easily winds up and down. On the back of this page I've added a pocket, and that's got the Glossy Accents on, so it's all like jewels, and I've cut those motivational quotes out and put the Zentangles things, just pop them in some CD envelopes. This page opens up, there's a pocket, and I've also lined all of these with the Boho colourful scrapbook papers. I've added a little signature in there, and on a couple of the pages I've put some colourful strips, so I can go and do as much of that as I like. There's some stickers and a couple of pretty bits of paper that just tuck into a pocket there. So that's the first section. The second section here, I've got this little trifold, so it opens that way. I've got a pocket on this side with a couple of papers in there, and then on this middle piece I've got a couple of bookmarks tucked into a pocket. Everything's bright and colourful. I haven't decorated the back page yet. Behind that I've got just a couple of pages that pull in and out that just tuck behind that, so that all closes up. Then this one opens out that way. I've got these are the envelopes with the pretty writing paper in them, just tucked into a pocket. And then in this pocket here I've just got some motivational quotes, some more they're the artist trading cards, and there's a blank or an empty envelope to put something else in. Haven't finished that one yet. On the back of this page I've added a belly band and just tucked in some papers that will go in there, and you can see how pretty that gold embossing looks on the edge there. This one I've got the 3 envelopes with a little trifold and some pretty papers in there. If I open this one out, I've got a pocket and I've just clipped some different cards on a pretty paper clip. I've used one of these metal binders just to attach a whole lot of different papers on that side. On the back of this one, that was the image with the girl's face on the side of it, so I've made that as a flip out. I've made a pretty envelope and adhered that, and that's also a tuck spot here. And I've just put a whole lot of different book papers in different languages and aged papers that you can paste things onto or tear up and use to decorate the journal. They're just they slide in and out just on a string that I've attached a couple of eyelets and just put that in. On this page I've got that trifold image, and then on the back of that I've added a little pretty envelope and with just a card tucked in, and then behind that I've used some music paper and dyed it and just put a couple of little, there's an envelope and a couple of little bits and pieces of paper in there. Then when this one opens up, there's another signature added there, just a whole lot of different papers. Again, I can add those colourful strips to that one. Flip that back over, and there's the other half of, that's the other half of that image, and I've just added, you can see all of the glossy accents had that lovely shine and the gold embossing, and that's just a pocket with a bit of paper tucked in it. This page I haven't done any more to yet. This one I need to decorate more. I have made one of those slot pockets, so I can tuck something down into that pocket that's the full length, make a notepad or tuck something big in there. This one is unfinished, and this one is yet to be decorated, but I've added the back to it, so I've added the gold embossing. This is those ones with the cards, and you can see all the pretty, the glossy accents make it all really shiny. So I really like this style of journal because it sits beautifully. It's nice and sturdy. You've got different sections for everything. It's really colourful, and you can easily just undo the rings and take a section out and work on it and put it back when you're ready. So it's a really fun activity to try. I hope you have a go. Let me know in the comments what you think I can add to these other pages that I haven't finished yet. And good luck. I hope you have a go.